Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. You all know who I am. I'm Dr. Maisha. I'm your business entrepreneur coach and NLP hypnosis trainer. And what I do is, besides helping docs create businesses with what they already know, I also help them undo the conditioning, the old conditioning of their training, and remap their mind so they can achieve amazing results in your career, in your business, relationships, and life. Oh, I just realized maybe you could hear me better now, right? So if you didn't catch what I just said, we have been doing series all last month on business. And this um, month, I decided to shift the narrative just a little bit and talk a little bit about the inner workings of the unconscious mind. Because as many of you know, while I do help docs and medical professionals as a entrepreneurial coach, how to help them step outside the box and create coaching and consulting and telemedicine and integrative medicine practices, by their design. I also am an NLP master certified practitioner, hypnosis, and a trainer of NLP hypnosis and a technique called timeline therapy, which we will be unpacking over the coming episodes. So before we jump in today, go ahead, if you are listening to me live on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button so that you know every time I am going live and every time I release a new video. And if you listen to me live on Facebook, shoot me a message in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Say hi. I always love to see that people are watching. And hey there. And share this with someone that you think it would be valuable. All right. So now, as I was saying, when we want to create lasting change in our lives, we have to look beyond what the conscious mind can do, right? And for those of you who know, who have followed me, who have seen me speak at conferences, workshops, events, know that one of my favorite things to talk about is getting through the unconscious barriers that basically stop us or slow us down in achieving the results that we want in our life. So this month, I'm focusing on the unconscious mind and making change at that unconscious level. And I really think it's important that we understand that change happens at the unconscious level. Now, yesterday, we talked a little bit about this, and I got you present to the ways that the unconscious mind works without us even knowing it, like you not being necessarily present to the sounds around you when you're focusing on my voice, not necessarily being present to the pen in your hand if you happen to be taking notes, not necessarily always being completely present when you're typing to the feel of the keys under your fingers. These are unconscious things, but as soon as I bring them to your consciousness, you can become aware of them. And that, I think, is one of the benefits of bringing forward the awareness of the unconscious mind, because you can have a conscious conversation with the unconscious mind for whatever change you want to make and have that change be made at the unconscious level. All right. So we're going to talk about this over the next coming episodes, some of the prime directives of the unconscious mind. What that means is, what are some of the tenets that the unconscious mind uses to drive our behavior, right? What is the code that the unconscious mind abides by to, number one, protect our body, to protect our space, but also to be able to reveal things for resolution. So there are 20 prime directives of the unconscious mind. And what we're going to talk about some of these over the coming episodes. And the first tenet, the first principle that the unconscious mind operates from is that the unconscious mind contains or provides coordination for and the storage of all of your memories. All right. So the unconscious mind stores our memories, and it stores our memories in relationship to time. All right. And what's interesting is there was research as far back as 1957 that indicates that everything that happens is recorded faithfully and stored in the memory. And then in 1960. A little fun history for you. Carl Pribram won the Nobel Prize for his theory that expanded the place of storage of memories from the brain to every cell in the entire body, when he postulated that memories were stored holographically in the nervous system. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean, right? It's the unconscious mind that is actually responsible for the coordination of storage of and for access to those memories. So think about it. We talk about muscle memory. So if you're working out and you work out for 3 months and you begin to gain this muscle, you gain this strength, and then you stop for maybe a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. When you come back to that workout, you're not starting from ground zero because you have what we call that muscle memory. This is an example of that. Another example is riding a bike. I think for those of you close to me, I share with you that my son recently learned to ride a bike on 2 wheels with no training wheels, which is an exciting moment for everyone in the family here. However, it's the one thing that you must do in order to be able to ride a bike on 2 wheels is discover balance. All right. And once you discover balance, that is locked inside of your neurology. It's locked inside of the system. It's locked inside of the muscles. And once you're able to find and discover that balance, you do not lose it. So that is another example of something being locked inside of the neurology, the memory of something being locked inside of the memory. So now the unconscious mind is responsible for the organization and storage of our memories. And it stores it in relationship to time. So the idea of relationship to time is very important because it's the job of the unconscious mind to create relationships or connectedness at the unconscious level. And so that's important with regard to the unconscious mind storing memories. Now, another tenet that the unconscious mind abides by is that it organizes the memories that are stored in the nervous system. I said that it is responsible for the memories, but it also organizes these memories. It uses little indexes to point to the stored memories and allows you to be able to access them when you need them. Okay. And so when our memories are stored, they're generally organized according to time, but they can also be organized according to subject. They can be organized according to feeling, and that allows us to have a certain chain of memories, chain of happiness, chain of memories of frustration, and that unconscious mind chains all of these together. So why is that even relevant? Because if your unconscious mind stores all of your memories and it organizes them according to subject, according to time, maybe according to feeling, that sometimes when we are triggered in the present, our emotion is triggered in the present, that it could be triggering a chain of memories from way back before we maybe consciously know that it happened. So a lot of times we talk about things that happen in childhood of impacting us now. It's because guess what? The unconscious mind actually stores memories. And even when we think we don't remember, our unconscious mind has everything stored in our memory, right? In addition to that, it organizes them according to emotion. So sometimes when we're reacting to something in the present that may be triggered by something in the past, one of the reasons why some of that reaction can seem for some of us or for some other people as a more intense reaction than it should be is because it's chained to a chain of events on a timeline. All right. So that is just a little a little snippet of what it gives you, a little snippet of what's possible when you begin to unravel the sweater of some of the old memories or the old emotions attached to old memories, which is one of the things that I do in a process called timeline therapy, which is related to what I do with the work that I do with the unconscious mind. So knowing the unconscious mind stores and organizes memory, that is super important. And what you, number one, put into your mind what you source for yourself. But also it's important to recognize that sometimes the things that we're reacting to in the present are not the actual things that we're reacting to. Okay. So now, building on these principles, we'll be talking a little bit more about this in the next episodes, in the coming episodes next week. So you want to stay tuned because we are building this knowledge of what it is that the unconscious mind does that drives our behavior so that we can begin to unlock that and begin to understand how we can change behavior at that level of the subconscious or the unconscious. All right. Going deeper and getting and actually getting yourself trained in this technology actually gives you that access to producing these deep and these profound results in one's life. And that's why I do what I do. So that's all what I want to talk about today. We talked about the unconscious mind storing memories and being responsible for organizing those memories according to time, according to feeling, according to subject. And why that's important is because perhaps things that we are reacting to now may not be the actual things that we're reacting to if the unconscious mind is storing memories and connecting the emotions or connecting the memories, categories of the memories by emotion. That makes sense? Comment in the comment section with any questions that you have. Sometimes this can be a little mind-boggling. And if you're interested in learning more and getting your mind right, boggled a little bit more, deepening your knowledge about NLP and learning a little bit more about the language of the unconscious mind. Well, number one, continue to follow the series. Number two, go ahead and comment and I'll send you a link to a free master class, Remapping Your Mind for Success. And you can also get immediate access by going to drmaisha.com and accessing it right from the home page. If you have been studying NLP, been like sort of thinking about it, and you think that you actually want to learn this, then go ahead and get started or go ahead and schedule a free Mind Remapping Jumpstart call by going to drmaisha.com/meet me. All right. Just put it in the URL and it'll take you right to my calendar. So remember that as you go forth today, what's driving your behavior is actually the things that you're not conscious of. And the moment you become conscious of them, the moment we bring those into consciousness, actually they have less power over you. But just be aware that there are a lot of things that are impacting you at the unconscious level. And as we unpack it, you'll begin to understand more of how to make these shifts and changes. All right. It was great, of course, once again, to be revealing some of the secrets of the unconscious mind. And I hope that you all have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. Stay tuned for next week when we jump off with more of these tenets and talk a little bit about how the unconscious mind deals with emotion. All right. Have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. Namaste.